Do you know what it's like looking through a bulletproof glass at your dad? And he's lying on a table with needles jammed up his veins. I do. I was 12 years old, and I remember looking out, and I see him there. They pull the curtains, and he's lying there, and his eyes are bloodshot red, face full of tears. He has no expression, but he's looking at that wall, and he knows that on the other side of that wall is his only son watching him about to die. I remember hearing them say it's time. And I watched the state inject poison into my dad's body. I was 12. And then I remember 12 years later. Wow. 12 years. 12 years. Wow. I was 12, and 12 years later, I get mail. And in that mail is just a letter from the state. And inside that letter, it says it's the DNA results to my dad's case. 12 years later. He was innocent. He was innocent. My dad spent 10 years in prison. I didn't know him. I grew up. I didn't know him. I would go see him, and I would see him through a bulletproof glass. My dad spent 10 years in prison, and all I know from him is that he was laughed at, abused, tortured. His name was slandered. All just so people will come and they'll look at me and they'll say, you know what? Hey, I know what you're going through. You know, I lost my dad. Well, guess what? You have no idea what I'm going through, okay? You have no idea what I'm going through. My dad ain't here no more. My dad is gone. He's gone, and not just that, he's gone, he was innocent. Innocent! My dad spent years in prison, laughed at, tortured, abused, just so people could talk about him. And you want to tell me you know how I feel? You have no idea how I feel. And then people want to say, oh, is there anything I can do? Yeah. Bring my dad back. Can you do that? Please? Scene. My name is Anthony Hackett. I'm an actor, and this is an original monologue that I wrote entitled Please. This one is written for all the people who are out there without a father, who lost their father to the system, whose fathers are, whether innocent or guilty, no longer with their families because they're in prison. This monologue was written for the hopes of you guys to be able to understand there are people who are locked up who shouldn't be there. This was written so that we can take a moment to pray for those people, those young people without fathers,